What's up guys, welcome back to another video. It's me, Noob in the Wild, aka Xuan Wong, which is my name. I am from Miri, which doesn't seem to have a lot of fish, but they are quite big fish around here. I'm going to be showing you guys my entire tackle arsenal from inshore to offshore, high end to low end. I'm going to be giving you some tips as well on how to select gear and the kind of techniques you can use for fishing around our Sarawak area. I think I'm gonna start off with inshorers first. So for inshore bait casting, I would recommend medium lights. I have a light over here, a light action. I broke it. You can see the tip over here. It's a very nice rod. It served me about 1 to 2 years, about 1.5 years. It's a very nice rod. I think it's a bit too short. It's a Daiwa Executor. No, sorry, it's not light action. It's medium light action. Not a bad rod as at all. I paired it up with my Shimano Calcutta Conquest. Perfect for our applications like swim baiting, soft plastics, and crankbaits for our inshore and I forgot how you say something like mangrove fishing for accuracy. However, the distance is something that I find a bit hard to achieve with this rod. I have one more for bait caster. I have this medium heavy rod. It's not a bad one. It's my first bait casting rod. Still works fine. It's just the guides are broken. I need to fix that once more. The handle is very short, so it's not that comfortable. It's very hard on your wrist. I don't use it that much. However, I have hooked onto some fish, but that was before I started using a leader, so they all broke off on me. They were at least 1 to 2 kg. It's quite big. Feels like my rod was yanked out of my hand when I was a tiny little boy. This is my third bait casting rod. This is the one I've used the most other than my Executor. This is about a year old. It is medium heavy weight, not a bad rod at all. It's double, 2 pieces, good for traveling. However, my only complaint is, as well as all Daiwa rods that I have ever felt, is that the guides aren't that good. They break easily, they rust easily, and also whenever these rods are more sensitive to banging on the walls. I have broken this rod once, and only the tip, so we had to cut it, and then I have a shorter rod now. Still works fine. It's the Crossfire X medium heavy version by Daiwa. Not a bad rod at all. I use it all the time, but I think I'm gonna get another rod for my Calcutta Conquest. My Calcutta Conquest over here, I'm going to be talking about it as the real section of this video. It might be a long video. So that's it for bait casting as well as inshore. This is my basically ultralight rod. It is rated at 6'4", rated at 3 to 7 pounds. It is the Gamoku Tini. Gamoku is owned by Rapala, if I'm not wrong. Not a bad rod, very sensitive. 2 pieces as well. I have my reel paired on it during lockdown because I already have a fresh leader on it from last time, and it's just too expensive to replace. However, they do say it's an ultralight rod. I feel like it works perfectly as well for a lure around this big, swim baiting, those applications as well, because it's an ultralight rod, so when you flick it, it has the nice whipping action of the rod. Gets further distance than rods actually made for those baits. It's paired with Daiwa RZ 2000, sorry. Not a bad reel at all. It's a smooth reel, budget reel, quite a smooth drag. The line lay is not bad. Pairs perfectly with my Shimano Tini. I'm just looking at other sides. Here are my rock fishing rods. I'm just telling you guys something. This is just a quick overview. I'm gonna go in depth later on. my rock fishing poles. These are for barramundi, stingrays. I use mangrove jacks. I use live bait, live shrimp. Sometimes I catch my own fish and live bait them out for pelagics. But pelagics aren't as common in the place I live, so I've only caught about one pelagic, not a bad one. On these rods are really cheap. It's only about $10, $10 Bruneian dollars, or in Singapore, in Malaysia, around 30 ringgit. Not bad. The foam is disintegrating, that's why I put duct tape on it. These are cheap Chinese brands. They're not bad, however they're really heavy. But I still use these rods to now because they're so cheap and they last about 4 years now. So it doesn't really hurt if I break them. The guides aren't rusted yet, and I haven't broke one yet. And this has caught me a hammerhead shark before. I'll show you the video if I have it. It's called hammerhead shark before. It's very heavy duty, I have to say. As for ultra light, but not casting, not luring, I'm talking about bait, ultra light. I have another cheap Chinese rod. Its action is medium, but that's not correct. It's more like a light to me. It is another cheap Chinese Geostick. No, Geodex, that's what the name is. Geostick's quite a good brand. It's very small. It's about 1.35 meters. I have it paired with an AJ Boss 1000. I have to say something about this reel. It's a very smooth reel, I have to say. But for some reason, this drag is comparable to Shimano's. I wouldn't say Stella, I wouldn't say Stradic. I would just say it's comparable to their other reels like Spheros or other reels. I don't know how to explain it. The drag's really smooth. It's comparable. It's very good for techniques like ajing, ultra swim baiting. But I just use it to drop by the rocks with a tiny hook. You can see the size of the hook over here. I also had this rigged up. That's why I didn't take it off. With 7-pound monofilament. I don't cast it that far. I only drop it in because it's very light. It's quite fun to play with, I have to say. It is one of the most fun fishing that I've done because you catch quite a lot of bites. Maybe we don't have a lot of bites. You can go out fishing and you'll be lucky to catch one fish. However, for micro fishing, you get it more common. But I like the bigger fish. That's one of the reasons why I started offshore fishing. Okay, so let's talk about big game inshore fishing. So this is a 10-foot Black Max. It's not Abu Garcia. It's another Chinese brand. It's a glass rod. No complaints about this. It's quite sensitive. The model is Black Max. I doubt you'll find it. It's another cheap Chinese brand. It's 2 sections. I'm reading off the bottom. So the cast weight can be 50 to 100 grams. Yeah, I agree with that. That's what I usually use it for, but sometimes mostly less. You can see how long this is gonna be. Nah, that's not a really good idea, but I'll do it anyways. You see how long it is? Yeah, it's not a good idea. This I use for using big cutlet fishes for stingrays, and other pelagics like mahi, queenfish, GT. Not so common in GT, but you have it. I pair it up with the Twin Power 6K. I did not have that last time. Twin Power 6K is less than a year old. I used to use another cheap Chinese brand called Anyfish Warrior 6000. Not a bad reel. For some reason, it has a very good smooth drag, like the Twin Power, but it doesn't have a clicker. But there's a lot of play and plastic parts which I don't like. But it lasts a long time though. I think we've done it for in short. So let's get into the more interesting part where I spent significantly more money in fishing gear. Let's do the offshore section. So so far, I'm new to offshore fishing less than a year, almost a year already. So far I have only done jigging. I have experienced popping before by a video in Maldives, you can see it. So far I've only done jigging and a bit of something called pintailing. It's like a jerkbait, but you cast it out, let it sink to the bottom really fast. That causes the reaction strikes for like coral trouts and snappers. Snappers not so much, but I caught a snapper before. In the same family as a snapper, it was a coral trout. They call it strawberry grouper or something like that in our local translated terms. So this is probably the most expensive rod I have. I have another one coming around this price range and this brand. Nothing bad to say about this brand. It has a really good quality EVA flow. It has a very comfortable grip. This is a PE24. This is a limited. I custom made this rod myself. It is a Ryoko Bay Game PE24. It has the jig weight of 180 grams to 300 grams for slow jigging. For slow jigging, I do fast jigging in the oil rigs, and the guides are really high quality. I'm pretty sure these are Fuji titanium guides. Don't rust. It's about 6 months old, I think. No, 3 months old. I've only used it once because every single time I've been going out fishing, if the weather is bad and we don't even go out offshore fishing in the first place. So yeah, it's the special limited. I'll tell you the price, but don't jump off your seats. It's about $350 time $9 Singaporean dollars. But I would say it's worth it. Don't jump off your seats. If you find this in, I think they're available in Singapore and Thailand. Oh damn it! In Singapore and Thailand, I would say you get it because the PE, especially the PE24, you can do fast jigging up to 120 grams, and you can do slow jigging, and it's a very versatile rod for big game fishing like GT and other fish. Probably one of the more used rods in my collection. This is my completely fast jigging rod. It is the Jig Age Generation 3. This is more of a popular rod. It's only a 6-foot rod, shorter. Most of it is the handle, about 2.5 foot is the handle. Very comfortable, I have to say. Very comfortable. It's butt jointed 2-piece. I have to say, this is I caught most fish on this. I've caught, it's actually my dad's rod, but we use it, we share it. It's caught about 5 trevallies, some sort of trevallies like big eye trevallies, longfin trevallies. It's called Spanish mackerel. It's called two big GT families. It's called bluefin. All rounder, I have to say. Very comfortable, and it's very nice when pumping the rod. It's very comfortable. I have to say something about the brand Jig Age. As for offshore jigging, this is my first jigging rod. I've caught a couple fish on it. It's a slow jigging rod. Perseus is the Perseus Coastal Game 6'3", PE 2.5, and the max jig is 180 grams. Nothing bad to say about this rod. It's really cheap and butt jointed. It's a very nice budget rod if you guys are looking for one. Perseus Coastal Game is really strong. I've tested it a lot of times. I caught quite a lot of fish on it. The action is beautiful. That's it, I think I have to say about this Perseus Coastal Game. No, I think the brand is Viper for light jigging by Viper. Yeah, the brand is Viper, but this is the Perseus Coastal Game. Enough talking. Move on to the next rod. This is the most specialized rod I have. It is the Technica Special. It's spelled in a weird way. It's spelled like Technica Special. It's a Chinese brand, but it's a good quality Chinese brand. I bought it for about $100, 300 ringgit. Very very light. You should feel this, guys. PE 2 to 4. This PE 2 to 4 has a max drag of 200 grams. However, this PE 2 to 4 has a max drag of 300 grams. So it's really just the rod blank that is more, it's really just the rod blank, not the PE you guys should be looking at. This has the twist guides. You can see it twists to prevent line twist and wind knots during your jigging. It is a slow jigging rod. I've tried fast jigging. It's not bad, but you should try fast jig for less than 500 grams for this rod, because it is a very soft tip and it makes a very very nice action when you're fighting the fish. So that's about it for inshore and offshore rods. Let's look at the inshore and offshore reels right below me. Alright, so these are my babies. I take care of these probably too well. Let's get to my oldest reel, to the newest reel, and then to my second-hand reels, and let's get into it. So basically, when the end of the season is, I usually package up my reels so that when the new season starts, it feels like I'm getting a brand new reel again. However, today's quarantine has driven me mad, and I packaged them again. I'm going crazy in this quarantine. I'm not sure how you guys are doing. Let's stay strong. When quarantine is over, we are going to get out fishing again. This is the Shimano Calcutta Conquest 101. This is a beauty of a reel. Hagani body, smooth, very very smooth. I think this feels weirdly too smooth. It feels like I'm reeling in butter. Very nice drag system, very very smooth. Similar to a Stella. However, the price point isn't so cheap. It's about 1,600 ringgit. I don't know what that is in Brunei. I don't feel like doing math right now. 1,600 ringgit. Cost about average cost of an iPhone. This costs more than my phone. This costs more than my iPhone 6s. So this is my Shimano Calcutta Conquest, shiny, brand new looking. I'm gonna remove the line soon, so that there's no rust. I'm getting a line spooler. I'm gonna do a review on that soon. I ordered it. It comes with Bantam oil. I don't have anything bad to say about this. It does have a microfiber cloth. No, not even microfiber. It has a Shimano cloth. I don't know what it is. I am quite disappointed that it isn't something like a reel pouch where you can put over your rods, because this is just for storage reasons. It protects the whole reel. They have different purposes, and usually whenever I go out fishing, whenever I go out on a trip, I would package this up in a box, because the Shimano, all reels, they are very awkward to pack, and I wouldn't really recommend it. Let's do the Toon Power first. I have an interesting story about it. So I brought it brand new from Singapore by a friend. From a friend. He brought it over on one of his fishing trips. After a week of having it, spinning it, I brought it to a fishing shop to get it spooled, and then the owner dropped the whole spool, so the spool was dented. Thank God it wasn't dented that bad. I can show you the spool later on. I don't have anything bad to say about this Toon Power. No play. The handle was very rigid. I would prefer this over a Stella, and other people say they prefer it over a Stella. However, that they do say that Sorry. However, the Stellas obviously look better, but it has the same specs and everything. That's the Shimano Twin Power. So, cause he dropped my spool, let me take this spool off. I'm always scared to remove this spool from now on, cause I spent so much money. Well, not my dad spent so much money. This reel was for him. We share it. We share both the reels now. This is the Twin Power 6K. It's an all metal body, very rigid. It has the X-Tough drag. And it has a very good drag system, I have to say. Okay, let me show you this spool. I'm not sure if it's focused, but if you see, it's round, and then it comes in a bit. And if it focus, I can't get it to focus. It's got a bit of paint chipping. It was quite a bummer. We had to sand the inner side so it wouldn't keep on knocking the body of the reel. I mean, that's what fishing equipment happens, right? You bring it, put it through the ringer, and it still performs. We may get another Shimano Twin Power for more jigging, casting, popping, something like that. Probably a 6K, because 6K is already enough for where we are at. Just listen to the drag, guys. That's the best thing about Shimano Twin Powers. All Shimano high-end reels, like the Stella and Twin Power or offshore. The drag is beautiful. Listen, you can't get enough. You can't get enough of this fishing reels, especially the drag sound. I think the CI4 Plus handles are very, very, very smooth. No complaints, no play. Very, very comfortable when fighting a big fish. Something that comes into handy that you don't even know about. Like I said, I always, whenever I ship my reels or bring them through traveling, I always pack them up in the original boxes, because the normal, if you bring them as the normal state, it's just awkward. Comes with a pouch, a bit disappointing pouch. It's just a normal, I don't know what fiber it is. It's like a plastic, but a fiber. So that goes into that. It was a bummer that we dented our reel on the first day, but that's fishing. Shimano Ocean Jigger. Micro module gearing, infinity drive. Nothing bad to say about this reel. However, they do say that they always say that the Ocean Jigger is very palmable. I got the 2000 version. I sort of regret getting the 2000 version. I should have got the 1005 or the 1000 version, because I feel like the 2000 version is a bit big, but you can never go overkill, but you can go underkill. I don't know how to explain. This is the Ocean Jigger 2000. People do say that they made it very palmable. I would disagree, but you see the gear drive, it is quite big. Micro module gearing, it is very, very quiet. However, my fishing line, it is a really good fishing line, but it's a very loud fishing line against some rod, at least. Some rods, because some rods they have different material gear of guides, and then they make it sound louder. But when you hear it just reeling and reeling under pressure on different lines, you can barely hear it, and it's a good thing. But back to the palmability of this reel. It is very, very big, especially when you pair it up with the rod. And it just makes your fingers a bit sore. That's the only thing I have to say about that. But it will be very good for fast jigging, I have to say, because it's a very strong handle and it's a very good drag. But speaking about Shimano, I think I want to show you guys something a wee bit different. It is a brand called Jigmaster. All you jigging fanatics over there, I know you guys know what. Oh yeah, I forgot to put in paperwork. I know you guys know what Jigmaster is. If you don't, it's I think a company from Taiwan who, when there was a craze on tuna fishing, everyone wanted a smaller reel with higher drag, and this company provided. The company still exists today, but they moved to a different manufacturing company. The company that was manufacturing them before is a company called Maxell. My voice. Maxell. It was the same company which built their reels, so it's the same quality, same cheapness, though it's the same price. I wouldn't say it's cheap. These cost more than Shimano's. But look at these colors. The boxing isn't as good as Shimano's either, but these reels last long. So I bought this as a 2-year-old reel. Oh my god. This is so small, right? But this has about triple the drag as my Oshii Jigger 2000, which is like two times the size. It is the Jigmaster Power Spell PE2. I bought it from a friend that always does trips to Miri, where I am, to the oil rigs, catches big GT. I haven't caught one yet, but I'm hoping to get on some. He takes care of his reels very well, and he services it once a year. The bearings are so good. Every single time at the end of the season, they won't rust at all. They were in perfect conditions when he brought it in. Jigmaster Power Spell PE2. It's a good reel. It's a very high drag, very smooth drag, and has a very interesting sound when winding it. This is it. But the drag clicker, that's a different story. The drag clicker sounds amazing. Listen, it has like a spinning hybrid. That's like one of the only reasons why I picked the Jigmaster reel. Okay guys, this is the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed me talking through my tackle. It was a long video, but maybe you guys watched through this. Probably not, but so that's my tackle. I will update you guys in maybe a few years, which probably not gonna happen, but I'll update you guys maybe in a year about all my tackle. It probably had grown, I think. I hope you guys enjoyed me talking through my fishing reels and everything. So see you guys in the next video. Bye.